So today at Foundry University, we are going to be covering round brush with a twist. So it's a really great technique to use if you're wanting to create kind of a lived-in texture, kind of a soft wave, a little bit more undone. Nothing too fancy or anything like that, but just a nice way of stepping out of the ordinary a little bit. So I've already parted her hair off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start and I'm going to work in two sections at the very bottom. So I'm going to split that nape area in half, and I'm going to go in just like I would with my round brush. So everything will look really, really similar. So again, get in there, really grip the hair with the round brush. And work it roots to ends, really focusing that airflow. Make sure that it's going down the hair strand, same direction as that hair grows. Okay, and then I'm gonna wrap up my ends, and then I'm gonna heat the hair as it goes down towards the scalp. Then I'm gonna pause for a second, let that cool for a sec. And then I'm gonna open up and really roll my wrist around in a big circular motion. Okay, like so. Okay, and then this one, when I come off of it, I'm gonna roll the opposite way. So first one, I rolled counterclockwise. The next one, I'm rolling clockwise, okay? So these two sections are gonna be pushing against each other. And so it's gonna build the shape outward. Now you could also do each row in the same direction, all of the little subsections in the same direction, if you wanted everything to kind of flow together and just be a little bit more kind of loose. But this is gonna push it out a little bit. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to fill in, so this next section I'm gonna do in threes. So I'm gonna fill in the gap, bricklaying in between my previous section, so right in there. Okay, and really make sure that you swing big so that way you don't get tangled, especially when it comes to these boar bristle brushes. They're a little bit more grabby, and so you want to make sure that you really swing wide so you don't get tangled up in the hair. Okay, and we'll swing the opposite way of the one before it. Okay, so on this section, my last section was a middle section, so I want to move on and I want to fill the gap in between there. Okay, so I want my next section to start center over the previous two sections. Okay, and then this one, I'm gonna unravel it towards the center, so going counterclockwise, so that way it pushes towards this gap and really make sure that everything stays full towards the back. Okay, so since that one rolled counterclockwise, this one's going clockwise. And that'll leave me set up to come backwards or counterclockwise at the front hairline. You always want the section right there at the front hairline to roll backwards, so that way everything stays out of their face and flows backwards. Okay, so this is the second one that's gonna be just off of the center. So I'm gonna roll this one clockwise, so that way it's running into its neighbor that's also just side of center and pushing towards the center. Okay, so again on this side, this way is gonna be rolling back, so I'm gonna be going clockwise again. That way the hair flows backwards. And then every single one of these front sections all goes back. Now you have to be really mindful as you work that you don't pick up any hair from the sections that you've already styled, because you don't want to undo them. So you have to be really careful as you work through this. Now this top section, I'm gonna let everything come back. So again, I'm just gonna wrap that one clockwise. And then that's feeding me right back to my center section again. So I'm gonna join those two sides together, and now I have one that sits right over the center just to tie everything together neatly. Okay, and then in through this right side, everything's gonna flow backwards. So two more sections here, and then we'll work on that very top section.